Hello everyone and welcome to a brand new video. Today I will be talking about the expectations of Citizencon. I actually went last year, but this year I could not go because it was in America and I'm stationed in Europe. So yeah, it's a pretty super exciting day of the year. It's the 9th of October and we will be seeing Citizencon. First of all, we will be seeing the new procedural generated planets. They actually shown the procedural planets version 1 already, but on the 9th of October it is confirmed that we will see the second generation, or at least version 2 of the procedural generated planets. As you can see right here, the first demo looked absolutely astonishing. I really liked it. Really, where you see the Lesky landing zone right there looked really cool, and as you can see it looks a little bit more, well, a little bit lower quality on this end right here. What Chris Roberts actually said is that they will keep developing the procedural planets, and the version 2 actually allows them to have the same kind of quality which they have in Crysis 3, for example. Well, if you think about it, that is absolutely mind-blowing. I mean, Crysis 3 looks even today still gorgeous, and it's absolutely a very decent game. If you're trying to show off your gaming computer or anything, Crysis 3 is still in to be a very good looking game. I will actually show a little bit of the nature Crysis 3 has right now. Looks very nice, looks very cool. Also the interior right here. Well, basically, if you can get it all around the planet, that's just insane. I mean, there's so much to explore, so much to touch. As you can see, the beasts over here, the crocodile, all the environment. Well, if that actually comes in the procedural planet, then I'm definitely in. I actually played some No Man's Sky as well, and I was very disappointed about the procedural planet, and was all very much the same. But yeah, I hope Chris can deliver on the procedural planet so it doesn't really feel all the same, but it actually feels very different on all the planets where you're landing on, so you're not getting a moment like, oh shit, I've already seen this. So yeah. Next in line is actually Star Marine. Star Marine is, well, long overdue, I think. I think it was like, well, it should have been out like a year and a half ago or something. Actually, they said in 2.6 we will have Star Marine. I'm definitely hoping on it, and I'm pretty sure they will deliver probably somewhere, well, I would say mid-October or something. I don't think they actually will release on the on Citizencon itself, because there's still lots to do, I guess, and well, they actually took so long already, and I don't mind if they take a little bit more and actually polish it just a little bit more. They have shown some cool stuff like the head bobbing, for example, so the head stabilization, and as you can see right here, they also shown, well, this was actually some time ago, it was at the PAX 2014, I think. That's actually the Sada ball experience. Here we got the head bobbing experience. All looks very smooth. I'm actually happy myself that they're showing off 60 FPS, because that is something I'm at least not getting in game, and I think a lot of people are at least not getting that in the Persistent universe, but of course even I'm getting that in the Arena Commander. And well, Star Marine is basically an extension of that. I mean, Star Marine is basically Arena Commander on foot for people, and to just shoot and, well, have fun with your friends. And this will actually be the first module which the most people can run on 60 FPS, I reckon, if it actually runs the same as Arena Commander. What they also will add at CitizenCon, and what they probably will show, is a voice over IP. So they have the communication system in for Star Marine, which is pretty essential, and will also carry over to the Persistent universe. I'm actually hoping a lot for that, because well, I played ARMA as well in DayZ, and I know how important communication is. And that's going to be very interesting. That's actually going to change the game. Next in line, we actually got the Polaris ship. The Polaris is the Corvette, which will be sold at Citizencon and actually also online. It's roughly 100 meters long, and it's actually the smallest, capital-like ship. It's actually between a capital and a non-capital ship, and it's going to be nice. Another 100-meter ship. I love it. I'm definitely in for the multi-crew in Star Citizen, because that is actually what separates this game from all the other games. And of course that you're really a guy and not a ship or anything. But it's roughly in the same ballpark as the Starfarer, though Starfarer is mostly for non-combat purposes, and the Polaris is actually a bit more combat focused and can do a whole lot. So what they also think they will be showing is another look at the jump points. The jump points are very important, and just think about it. This is actually the last big event they will do this year, and the next big event that will probably be somewhere, well, around 10 months from now or something. So will they not release the jump point system for a while? I mean, they first work on the stand-on system. And it will take some time to actually deliver a new system where we can jump to. Then I still think they will be showing the jump holes, because there's not really another milestone which will be reached in a near future where they will actually be able to show it. So I reckon they actually did a lot on that, on the jump point system already, even if it's not in place for us to play yet for a while. But I reckon they will still show it. Probably they will show the stand-on system as well, do a very nice sneak peek about that, and I'm pretty sure it will look awesome. I'm mostly looking forward to Microtech. That's basically like Hot from Star Wars, basically an ice planet. Looks very cool to me, so that's very cool. Now we're actually getting somewhere where it's going to be a bit tricky, because at least I don't know what will happen with Squadron 42, but I can make a guesstimate, I guess, or something like that. My personal opinion on Squadron 42 is that it will be delayed. I don't think it will be released this year in 2016. Because there are still so many systems which are developing. They're actually just reaching prime time right now, and most of the systems are done, and now they actually have to use those systems to create content. But the thing is, they're creating lots of content, and I'm sure they will deliver a lot. But there's a few signs which actually show it's not done yet. For example, I don't think the facial tag pipeline is fully laid out yet. They're still figuring out how to get faces as quickly as possible in the game. And also in the, I think, latest around the verse, they actually showed they're still tweaking the mobi-glass a bit. And they actually said that it will not, the mobi-glass will be in at 3.0, which will hopefully come online at the end of 2016. So if that stuff is not done yet, I mean, mobi-glass is a pretty fundamental thing which has to be in game and has to be Q&A's, and there are still a lot. Also in the monthly report, I think, if I recall correctly, they're still working on the physics grid on anything and stuff to actually correct that, so you don't warp in your ship and you don't suddenly get get catapulted or anything. Well, actually, if you just play the game right now, 2.5, you will see there's still lots to do. Not only like the feature-rich things like new mobi-glass or whatever, but just if you see the physics grid, for example, there's even still lots to do on that, and also the landing system, which they just changed, and hopefully they probably will change it even more and whatever. So I think there's still lots to do. What I do think is though, I first thought actually they will release a prologue or something, but now I think about it, I don't really think they will be doing a prologue from Squadron 42. I also think that Chris doesn't want anything like that. If you jump in the game, he probably wants you to have the full experience how Chris meant it, and not just a teaser from 1 hour long mission and then just crave for more. Don't really think Chris is the guy who actually wants to settle for that, and he's pretty much a perfectionist in my opinion, so I guess he will just say, okay, we delay it and we just carry over and it will be for the greater good. Which I hope, because my believing is if they still released in 2016, that it's rushed. I rather say take your time, take as long as you need, and well, I'm honestly expecting it in the second half of 2017. So yeah. Though, at CitizenCon, I don't believe they will just leave us dry and let's just leave us in the water like they did with Star Marine, for example. I think they will give a very detailed roadmap, what's ahead, why it's delayed, and what they are doing to actually finish it. Also, I hope they will be doing another demo, like a 10-minute demo from Squadron 42. And, well, maybe something like the Moro Tour, for example. Or maybe even the first trailer from Squadron 42 or Star Citizen remade. That will be actually pretty cool because you can compare it from the 2012 trailer and now you can see the 2016 trailer, which will be very awesome in my opinion. I really like to compare that stuff, just like they did with the Hornet. Like they said, okay, we had this version in 2012 and now we have this version, and you can really see in a blink of an eye, you can see the difference and see what they've done and all that stuff. Also, I hope they will be showing a lot more about the multi-crew aspect, about the persistent universe. Of course, we'll see the Herald, which will be coming in 2.6. Also hope we will see the Caterpillar, which I think most of the people are eagerly waiting on, which bought the ship, at least I am. I bought the ship and I'm very eager to see it and see a little bit how the rules, how they will be done in the ship. So that's all very interesting, I think. Maybe some other different aspects, maybe some more radar scanning, which they actually showed in the latest ATV as well. Who knows? So yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting. I will keep you updated about all the latest news about Star Citizen and about CitizenCon. I will definitely be watching live. It's going to be a very interesting time. I'm definitely the 9th of October. I will definitely be hyped and see where Star Citizen is going. Also, yeah, if you think, okay, I'm not correct about the delays about Squadron 42, or I didn't provide enough information about why I think that, I might do a separate video about why I think Squadron 42 is delayed, but we will see. Depends a little bit how much time I got, but if you guys have the question like, oh my god, why do you think it's delayed, I can make another video maybe and, well, get some more sources ready and hopefully convince you as well that expecting Squadron 42 this year is not the the best expectation you could have. So yeah, I will be watching live, so if you like Star Citizen or like my channel, want to know more or anything, consider to subscribe, leave a comment if you have any questions, and if you'd like to see more, you can press the video here, left or right. On the right I actually got the latest Star Marine development, which is pretty interesting if you didn't follow all the news. And on the left I got the latest Gamescom information, which is also interesting if you like to know what an event is like for Star Citizen. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.